I am a physical therapist or physiotherapist, and I'm going to describe to you a little bit about what classification is and show you how we do parts of it. Classification is a way to evaluate an athlete to see what muscle function they have and how they are able to use that in the play of the actual sport of wheelchair rugby. Classification has two roles. One is to determine if an athlete is eligible to play the sport of wheelchair rugby, and also to help us group the athletes so that they compete against others who have similar functions. Wheelchair rugby is a game that's designed for athletes with tetraplegia or impairments like tetraplegia. So there are athletes who have disabilities that are not eligible to play this particular sport. The people who do classification are persons with some medical training in evaluation of neuromuscular conditions. So they are physicians, physical therapists, physiotherapists, occupational therapists, are sports medicine people with a background in neuromuscular evaluation like adapted physical education in some countries. When an athlete is classified, they are classified internationally by a panel of 3 classifiers. So it's a decision that's made by a group and not by one individual. If an athlete needs a temporary or provisional class to find out where they should be in play, a person may do that in your own country to give you an idea of where you might play. Once you go to an international tournament and you're seen by a panel, there's a possibility that that could change. In wheelchair rugby, we have athletes who play who've had spinal cord injury, where their cervical spine or their neck is involved, so they have involvement in their arms and their legs. We have athletes who play who had polio. We also have athletes with muscular dystrophy, multiple sclerosis, multiple amputations, limb dysmelias from birth. In classification, there are 3 parts that the athlete goes through. The first part, the athlete has an interview where we get history information from them, and then we do a manual muscle test of their arms, and we call that the bench test or the physical assessment. After that part, the athlete's asked to do some activities and tasks that you would do in wheelchair rugby for the classifiers to see how they do those activities. The third part of classification is observation in competition. So the classifiers will watch the athlete during play to see if what they do on play is consistent with what we would expect someone in that class to be able to do. Once an athlete goes through the physical assessment, they're given a class that allows them to enter into competition where we can watch them. Competition is used to confirm that class, but it is possible after observation and play that the athlete's class may change.